Welcome back, MG fam, to another episode of the Furman TeamBuilder Dynasty here on NCAA Football 14. Following a blowout in the bowl season, the Notre Dame Fighting Irish made us look crazy. It's time to get to the offseason, man, and see how the things ended up for the rest of the guys in this year's football season. And we have some new record holders for the Furman Paladin program. Flynn up first with the most sacks in a season. He broke Noah Curtis' record of 15 with 16. And Tuttons is the best receiver in Furman Paladin's history with 3,054 yards. And the BYU Cougars able to take out Fresno State 28-18. The first half was not even a contest. They were up by 14 going into halftime and held his team to only 2 touchdowns the whole game. I guess the Heisman winner Day was injured because he only had 44 yards and 1 TD, but their backup was able to come in and, make it happen. 2 TDs and 1 interception. The players of the game is Davison, 16 carries, 104, and a TD, and Ridgeway, the backup quarterback for BYU. So the final rankings have BYU at number 1, Alabama at 2, Ohio State at 3, Notre Dame at 4, Fresno at 5, Georgia at 6, and Oklahoma at 7, and we fell down 2 spots to number 8, and Texas at number 9, and USC at 10. So this season makes Coach McGruff third double-digit win season. First coming in 2015 where we went 10-3, and last year was 11-2, won the Sun Belt and the New Orleans Bowl. And this year, only winning the Sun Belt, we ended up 11-2. So now our new target wins per year went up to 8. So now to the coaching carousel. Clemson has fired Dabo Swinney. Coach McGruff was offered the defensive coordinator job for this school a few years ago. Now they've come knocking, asking, can he come take over the program? And that's not what we're going to do. We're going to stick with the Furman Paladins. The team down the road. We do not want anything to do with these Clemson Tigers. We want to be the best team in South Carolina, and Clemson has failed down to a 3-star school. The Gamecocks aren't doing anything, and the Furman Paladins are on the rise. But there's a surprise. Sean Elliott, our former offensive coordinator, you remember last year he went to Colorado State, and after a 6-7 season there, he rebuilt that program from a 2-win school to a 6-win school in 1 year. What a great turnaround in year 1, and he will move on to be the Clemson Tigers head coach. So we gotta schedule my boy. Another surprise in the coaching carousel was our defensive coordinator Tim Dowse went on to be the head coach for Cincinnati, man. That's crazy. Cincinnati got them a great defensive coach there. He's going to end up running the spread in the 4-3, and he is a Ohio State man. Playing in Cincinnati is right down the road from Ohio State, man. These guys are going closer to home and try to get those big jobs, but I want to see what he's going to do this year. We will schedule him also. Coming off a 2-10 season, he might get him back into a bowl game. So with him leaving, we have to get us a defensive coordinator, and we'll bring in Travaris Robinson, 4-year contract from him. He come from UNLV, a 5-7 school last year. He runs the 4-3 multiple, not too far from what we just came from. So on to players leaving, one of the hardest parts of running a college program. We're going to end up having to say goodbye to some players. And Robbie Clark is declaring for the draft. Round 7, we can't let that happen. You saw how the season ended up without him at the helm. We lost 2 big games with Mark Boyd. We cannot move forward with that kid. And Tuttons, he's out of here. He's a senior. We can't call him back, but we're going to take a chance at getting Robbie Clark back in here. So his persuasion chance is very high. So we're going to promise that he will not regret staying to get his college degree, and he's going to end up saying, yes sir, I'm coming back, and that has saved us. We are not ready to move on from Robbie Clark, our best quarterback in school history so far, and we're glad he's coming back, man. We also lost some great players at running back. We lost 3 89 plus rating running backs, all to graduation. and it's going to be a weak spot for us next year. We're going to have a lot of young players, a lot of new faces at running back. So on to the recruiting, man. Throughout the season, recruiting has been tough for us. We ended up with the 111 recruiting class with only 7 signees, all 3 stars. So we're going to try to bump this thing up and get some great players. So number 1 on our board is Conrad Harden. We need a great center to step in, not next year, but the year after next, once we have our starting center graduate. And Harden coming in as the number 10 center in the nation. We need a big kid, 4-star, 6'5". We can put some pounds on him and he will help anchor that line. Along with Corey Barnes, another center. If we can get Conrad, we'll lay off Corey, but we'll take both if we can. So we were able to sign Michael Jenkins, a wide receiver, 68 overall. We were able to nab the 4-star center, Conrad Harden, and Mike Wyatt, a wide receiver, 62 overall. Jeremy Whitworth, tight end, 61. Chris Johnson, 58, strong safety. We missed out on Jeremiah Liston. Pretty good running back, 66 overall. And Corey Barnes, we didn't need him because we already got Conrad Harden, baby. With those signings, we were able to bump up to the 57th recruiting class. With our best player being Conrad Harden, a 4-star, we only nabbed 1 4-star this year, no 5 stars. And Thomas, the athlete, he probably going to end up putting him at running back. And he's a 3-star. And we got a defensive tackle, Moses, 3-star guy. And Crooks, a defensive end. So we went pretty heavy on defense because we know we were going to lose a good bit of players from that side of the ball. And offensively, we always looking to add talent. So the Arkansas State Red Wolves ended up with the 50th recruiting class. The Sun Belt has been recruiting pretty well these last few years. They ended up with 3 4-stars, Salas, the athlete, and 2 halfbacks in Nugent and West. They're going to end up having a 2-headed monster before it's all said and done. And the Texas State Bobcats, coming off a rough season, ended up in the top 50 with the 46th ranked recruiting class. And their top player is Glover, a wide receiver, 6'1", 182. Ended up with an athlete, 6'6", 215. I wonder what position they're going to put him at. And McDuffie, a strong safety, he's a 3-star. This team may end up looking pretty good in a few years. And the Sun Belt have a top 30 recruiting class with Appalachian State. Coming off a mediocre 6-6 season, they're going to be looking to, add some great talent. 2 4-star D tackles, man. 1 undersized guy at 5'11", 267. And another big dude, 6'4", 280. That defensive line gonna be sick. They got another 4-star wide receiver and a defensive end. This defensive line is gonna be unstoppable. Year 2 or 3 for these guys, they're gonna be probably the best defensive line in the Sun Belt. On to position changes. We only have 1 athlete this year, JUCO sophomore David Thomas, 3-star. He ended up being a 73 overall, and we're going to put him at running back, baby, to get the max potential out of this kid. And he's coming in as one of our best running backs already, 73 overall, and Riley is there also, the junior, with a 73 overall. So David Thomas will see a lot of time this year. Following the training, Robbie Clark ended up with the best overall rating. We were not surprised at that, 93 overall, and Boyd with a 90 overall. And Branch is the 3rd best player with an 86 overall. This team is not as talented as the team last year, especially on the defensive side of the ball, but I believe the defense has enough experience to have a remarkable season. And like I said in the previous video, we got some surprises, man. We're expanding the Sun Belt. We added North Texas and Tulane here so we can have a championship game this upcoming season. Number 13, Arkansas State will be the big dogs of the West region, and number 8, Furman will be the big dogs of the East region. The West region consists of Louisiana, North Texas, South Alabama, Texas State, and Troy. In the East region, Appalachian State, Georgia Southern, Georgia State, Tulane, and ULM, man. It's going to be an exciting season in the Sun Belt. The conference games will start at week 5, and the location for the championship game will be the Heart of Dallas Bowl. So now let's take a look at our schedule. We're going to start the season off against number 3 Notre Dame after them killing us in the bowl game. We want to just see them first day, man. We want to get that taste out of our mouth and hopefully put a beating on those guys. And then we're going to go check out Tim Dowse up there in Cincinnati and see what he has going on. Then we're going to come back down south for a home game versus Clemson and see what Sean Elliott got going on. And then it's going to be conference games from there on out, buddy. So the preseason polls has the Alabama Crimson Tide at number 1, Ohio State at number 2, Notre Dame at number 3, Texas at 4, Oklahoma at 5, Georgia at 6, USC at 7, Michigan at 8, BYU at 9, and 10th ranked team is Tennessee. We were not even ranked in the top 25. You can see, 37th team in the nation. They are not respecting us. Maybe because of the talent that we lost. We're 81 overall this year, 83 on offense, and 78 defense. Looking pretty balanced, but we're going to have to lean on our star players to get us back up in the top 25. So now for the conference outlook. In the Sun Belt East, you know, they're looking for us to go to the championship game, but Georgia Southern is right there on our heels. And in the West, Arkansas State probably will be the team to play in the championship too. But Troy said, hey, we're right here too, baby. Don't sleep on us. And when it's all said and done, these guys are believing that the Arkansas State guys will come out on top against us in the championship game. But it's going to be interesting to see how the season pans out with the championship game at stake. So now onto the Heisman watch. Cooper is there, the quarterback from USC who finished second place last year in the voting. And Notre Dame, Williams, is actually up for the Heisman this year. We're going to see him in the first week and probably get rid of those Heisman hopes he has. And we also ended up having some first team All-Americans this year. Flynn once again, McCutcheon, Sanchez, and Bennett. Breelove got in there also. So I appreciate you guys watching this video. We're ready for season 7, man. Things have been going pretty good lately for us, and we're ready to take on that Fighting Irish next video. I'll see you guys then. Hit that like and subscribe button and notification bell, and let's get it.